Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. This time it's on something fun, unique, and interesting. We're going to do Cleopatra. What was she like and where is her tomb? So, I've seen some videos on TikTok recently about a woman who is close to finding Cleopatra's tomb, and she had said that no man will ever find her tomb, and a woman now is close to finding said tomb. So I want to do a reading and see if I can find out maybe where it is or anything like that, but I also want to kind of see what Cleopatra was like. I know a lot of stuff over the years has kind of, been questionable, and I want to see if I can figure this out. So honestly, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how accurate this will be, but it's a fun test for me, and I'm excited. So remember, these readings are all alleged for tapers only, and let's get started. If you guys like these, you can join my YouTube members. There's a $5, $10, $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a cards, story times, and you can win a reading from me. Also, I have a second YouTube channel called Antphrodite, T-E-A, and it has non-tarot content on that if you'd like. Okay, so this is her. What she was like, let's see. Huh. Wow, she really liked power. Okay, I would say that I do not think that Cleopatra was a girl's girl. Dare I say that you would call her a pick-me if she was alive now? Okay. So she is the Five of Pentacles, which tells me that she absolutely loved being in power. The Five of Pentacles says she loved having power over other people. I think for her, she was sick and tired of men having power over her, and so she wanted power over them. And so I just see her as very power hungry. The Queen of Swords is reversed and the Nine of Pentacles is reversed as well, which tells me that I definitely see her as competitive. Even the Three of Cups here, the Ten of Wands, the Knight of Cups, immaturity, burdens, waste of time, Three of Cups, jealousy, gossip, distrust, disloyalty. That makes me feel like she was a very competitive person. It was her way or the highway. I definitely feel like she was competitive with everyone around her. I absolutely think she was competitive with other women. Queen of Swords reversed. I don't really think she was a girl's girl. In fact, I think she was very judgmental of other women. Not in a way of like, I'm better than you, but in a way of, why don't you feel the way I feel? When I'm in her energy, I think she was just ahead of her time. So for her, she feels like, why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you trying to be like that? Like, why aren't you trying to be like the men? Why aren't you trying to be like that? I think she just didn't really respect a lot of people that didn't want to push forward and do things. Like, she was unique. I just see her as like very individualistic, very unique. And like no nonsense. So I feel like she was kind of just like, you guys all want to follow the mold and you guys just want to be pretty and get what you can get. I want to be pretty and have control and have power. So for me, I definitely see her very competitive with others, but I also feel like she's this type of person who just is like, you're pathetic. Like, your ideas are pathetic. The way you think is pathetic. Get out of my way. So again, I feel like in my mind's eye, I see her being like, you're pathetic and lazy and all you want to do is follow the leader. Like, it just seems to me like she just like looks down on people that just are like NPC behavior. And why aren't you fighting the system? Why aren't you trying to be the best? Like, I just see her as like dismissive to other women, other people who are just passive. You're looking at a pack leader. You're looking at like an alpha. Like, this is a leader. This is someone who is a natural born leader. This is someone that doesn't really need friends. This is someone that didn't really have interest in having friends. This is someone who was like, I'm going to get whatever I want at all costs. Very driven, very hungry. Very much what I would expect a queen to be. There is a reason that she was in power. Now, what's interesting here is the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords. When it comes to relationships, you know what she reminds me of a little bit here? Nine of Pentacles is like walking on eggshells, okay? The Two of Pentacles is an even exchange, and the Knight of Pentacles is consistency. I think there's a part of her that was pissed off that anytime she was interested in a guy or anytime she did something with a guy, people would gravitate towards the man. Because the moon is upright in the King of Cups, which means like, I honestly feel like perhaps before I don't know exactly the story of Cleopatra, but is there potential for her to have like been behind the scenes before she got the throne? because the moon is upright, the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups, which is like a happily ever after a family. So for me, that makes me feel like she was already doing things behind the scenes and there was a figurehead. There's a male figurehead here that she was actually like in charge of. Like she was giving advice or someone's like plus one or someone's like assistant. It's almost like if someone was an assistant, she was helping someone. So the King of Cups tells me that there's a male here that was like a figurehead that she was helping or doing something for behind the scenes. Almost like, again, I understand it's a long time ago, so I'm giving you like current references so you can kind of understand the energy I'm in. I obviously can't explain what life was like back then, so I have to use modern explanations, so don't come for me. But she was definitely doing something because we're looking at the Ten of Cups, which is like happily ever after, a family. Then the King of Cups and the Moon, which is like deception and lies. That means that there was a male figurehead. You know, I don't know. Happily ever after, a family, something related to that. I don't know. Again, I don't really know the history of Cleopatra. Sorry, I'm going in here completely blind. That being said, I think for her, when she was picking a partner, I think that she liked being alone. I think she didn't want a partner. I think for her, she was like, there was a fearfulness of like, oh, really? So they're going to give more attention to the man. They're going to give more attention to the guy. Like, there's just like, it's just weird how she was just kind of like, she didn't want to share the spotlight with anyone. So Temperance, High Priestess, and King of Pentacles, I think that she looked for the perfect man that was submissive. I think she looked for a sensitive, submissive person. So it's interesting to me. Maybe they're not submissive to you, but they were submissive to her, if that makes sense. Like you might still see them as dominant because I feel like dominance always seeks dominance, but this person was more submissive to her, which she liked. This person was more sensitive. This person was more emotional, and I think she really enjoyed that. I actually do think that, I forget who she married, but I do think that whoever she married, I do think that's the person that I'm talking about. I do think that she genuinely loved him. The Strength card is reversed, the Eight of Cups and Seven of Swords. I think it's the only person she ever loved. Actually, truthfully, I feel like it's the only person she ever loved. I don't think she loved anyone previously. I don't think she thought she could love anyone previously. And I actually genuinely believe that she loved this person because I can feel her being like, in life and death, we will never part. I can actually feel that. And I feel her being like, I don't want anything without you. So it's and she got what she wanted too. It's like interesting. Seven of Swords, Eight of Cups, and Strength reverse though is like, it's a vulnerability in her that people were not used to seeing. I also think it might have been a little bit of like, I think there were some qualms about that. It seems like some people were like, oh, she's getting weak because she's sensitive to a man. It's almost like some cracks in her foundation started to happen when it comes to her leadership because of her love that she had for him. She softened. Death, Knight of Wands, and Fool reversed. Yeah, because I see her positioning herself. You know what's interesting? The Fool's reverse, the Knight of Wands, and Death. Again, I don't really know the history of Cleopatra, but I definitely can tell you straight up, like, she was doing what she needed to do to get into the position she needed to get into. It reminds me a lot of, like, what the royal family drama is about these days and, like, you know, politics and stuff. She needed to do what she needed to do, and she would use men to get where she needed to go. To her, men were tools. Men were obstacles. Men were tools. I don't think she gave a fuck about men until she met that one guy. I don't know which one that is, but until she met that one guy, it definitely feels like she didn't think it was possible for her. But she definitely fell head over heels. I'm also seeing poetry, so I'm wondering if he was like a poet or maybe music. There's something like romantic about this male energy around her that feels like, I don't know how things were back then. Were there people who were doing things like close to poetry or like things like that? Like a soft, because what I'm seeing is literally the Fool card. So it's like someone playing like an instrument, just like melancholy, kind of like sitting on a rock, just like playing an instrument. So to me, that means that there was some sort of carefree energy, some sort of like whimsical nature, like a romantic energy. And I'm seeing writing, very whimsical, very like Pisces like energy, like a dreamer. So, and it's interesting because almost feel like, I don't know, did anybody else want this person? I can't tell if anybody else wanted this person. I feel like it's almost like she plucked someone out of somewhere, and there's some sort of controversy with that. It's like I see her like plucking someone out and being like, this one, and people being shocked that that's the one that she liked. It's like the crowd, it's like if someone was like in the back unnoticed, and then she clears the crowd and she goes, that one, I like that one, you're different. Interesting. It's almost like she could see auras, and the aura was different, because I see like an aura from this person, and I see her feeling like it's almost like she can see his aura. Yeah, because it's almost like she didn't see this coming, this love. She didn't see this coming. Didn't think it was possible for her. Very, very hardened heart that softened from this person. What's interesting too is that What's interesting too is that I feel like this is someone that I feel like didn't play her game. You know how when I read Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn was kind of just like, I don't care, I'm not impressed. That's what this guy feels like. He was so in his own world that he didn't really care about her world. And I think that's what she liked. Isn't it interesting how the tropes of love were the same back then as they are now, huh? Two of Wands reverse, Six of Swords, Four of Swords. Was there something forbidden? I just keep seeing this. Was there something forbidden about their love? Six of Swords. It's like, in the Two of Wands, like we're not supposed to be together. And Four of Swords, like some sort of rejection or taboo, maybe. Six of Swords is also like sneaking away and sneaking around. So there's some sort of taboo. I also don't know if I would necessarily say that. I mean, I don't think that she was the most beautiful person in the planet. I also don't think this person was either. Six of Wands reverse, Hangman reverse, and Five of Swords tells me it wasn't beauty that brought either of them together. Five of Swords and the Hangman, though, is about having to sacrifice others to be together. Or sacrifice things to be together, so. I guess I should have probably did research on Cleopatra, because I actually have no fucking idea. Was she married? Did she have more than one partner? Did she have more than one husband? Like, I don't fucking know, to be honest. The most I know about Cleopatra is that Trisha Paytas dressed up as her. Three of Swords reversed, Ace of Wands reversed, and Seven of Pentacles. I almost see it as like she was talking to someone and then it was forbidden for her to talk to. She stopped talking and then they returned. It's like almost like I sent you out on a trip. Did she send someone out on a trip to get something to her, to fetch something for her? There's a period of time where we talk, we stop, then we re-talk. But I also feel like she sent someone on a trip to go grab something for her. I see a fetch quest, quote unquote. So you need to go get something for me, is what I'm seeing. Like, you need to go get something for me. And I don't know if it's to prove your love or whatever. And then something shady for them to get together. Yeah, look at that. Two of Swords. You have to separate something, Judgment card, or something you would be judged about. Magician upright and Judgment. It would be something the girls would talk about. It would be something taboo. Okay, I want to see if we can find out where her tomb is. Let's see if we could do that. We got you a little info about Miss Mamas. Now let's see. If we can figure out where the tomb is. So I saw one TikTok, and to be honest with you, it was long, so I kind of skimmed it. Something about she thinks it's in the ocean or something. So let's kind of see if that's accurate or not. Make sure I shuffle these really well. Ooh. Okay. Where is it? Didn't they say that she buried her tomb next to a man? Because I agree. King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. Do I think someone will find it eventually? Yes, Seven of Wands, an underdog. It's where you least expect it, by the way. Think of the Seven of Wands as hiding it in plain sight. So it's absolutely where you least expect it. I also see the King reversed and the Queen reversed. Those are my first two pulls. So that makes me feel like it is next to a king or close to a king or close to another person. It has to be close to another person. Or at least it was. Maybe it got moved. Look at this. It might not be the king you think it is, though. Or it might not be the person you think it is that she's next to. That's also, it could be that. So King of Wands reverse, Tower, and Empress. I definitely feel, oh yeah, why'd I say it like that? I definitely feel like her shit was moved. Tower means that some sort of catastrophic event happened to the land that made things move. Yes. That's the Tower. And the Empress is her. So to me, something moved her shit around. Something like a dramatic catastrophic event. It's like lightning hitting and destruction, and something moved her for sure. Yes. I also, Two of Cups. Is she buried with someone or something? Oh God, I should have did my research. Because the Two of Cups is like, again, I wonder if is it her lover? The Two of Cups is like her with someone else. Or she has someone else's belongings or something. Page of Wands is upright in the Justice card. She's like, it's like if I was holding something tightly, or holding someone's hand, or holding something important tightly. She might have an important artifact, actually. Maybe she was buried with an important artifact. Justice is upright, too. There's a lot of secrets in her tomb. I keep seeing clues. There are clues in other people's spaces and maybe in other tombs or in other structures. There are clues in other structures as to where she is. I'm seeing her. Okay, you guys are going to roll your eyes. I'm seeing Taylor Swift in my head. You know how she leaves clues in all of her shit? That's what I think Cleopatra did. I also think she left clues geographically, but a lot of the clues got destroyed. So it's like if I were to put an arrow in a rock and the rock got destroyed, you no longer have the arrow, but there are still some things that exist. Most of them have been destroyed, but there was absolutely some, like, I see like someone writing hieroglyphics on a wall of somewhere else and kind of smirking about it. And it's not just her that did this. It's almost like her followers did this. Even when she died, people were still obsessed with her. And so there were still followers of hers that wanted to keep her memory alive and the things that she was obsessed with alive. So I'm seeing them do the same thing that she did. It's like they carried out her legacy. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? We worship idols now. Of course, they were worshiping idols back then. So, you know, that makes sense to me that she had, I guess you could kind of see that as like maybe like a little cult or a fandom or whatever. But there were people that were like, yeah, like we're going to keep the queen's memory alive. People? I don't think people hated her. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see people hating her, to be honest, which is interesting. You would think they would, but I don't see people hating her. I don't know if I would necessarily say, there's also someone that I think people would expect her to be with, but she's not. I don't know what that means. Or maybe there's someone they expect her to be near and she's not. I don't know what that means. Four of Pentacles reversed, Four of Wands reversed. She's definitely been moved, but what? She was deep. Four of Pentacles makes me feel like deep, 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 like somewhere deep. I guess that could be the ocean, but even before the ocean, I feel like she was deep. I'm seeing tunnels. I'm seeing like if you dug the deepest hole you could and dropped it in. So that makes me feel like it's like tunnels. Was there an underground system somewhere? Because I'm seeing like an ant colony, and you know how ants make like a massive underground tunnel system? Was that a thing? Three of Wands, Hierophant, and Knight of Pentacles. Inconsistencies. Three of Wands, Hierophant. Yeah, it's like if I were to make a bunch of hidden tunnels, and some of them would get you trapped. I see like, I know we talk about like, you guys don't roll your eyes, but I see like booby traps. So I'm like, there definitely feels like there are rooms that are like booby trapped, or there was. I don't know if that's a real thing or if that's a metaphor. It's giving Indiana Jones. Maybe I'm aging myself with that reference. Judgment upright, Magician, and Seven of Pentacles. The simplest route is the route to take, is what I keep hearing. The simplest route is the route to take, keep straight. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. The Sun's upright, the Queen of Wands, and the Star reversed. There's something either in her tomb or outside of it. There's something related to a woman that she did not like. I see a silhouette of a woman and an X through her, and that's what this is. This is like someone that she didn't like, someone that like wanted to dethrone her. And there's something dedicated. I'm screaming. You guys are going to think I'm crazy, but there's something dedicated to her ops. There's something dedicated to an op. I'm not joking. Like, it's like if I cursed you in my death. There's something to an op. You guys are going to think I'm fucking batshit, but I see it. It might not translate as literal as I see it. Remember, I'm using modern day terminology because I wasn't alive back then, so I don't know how to get you to see this, and I'm only going to see things in pictures and in visuals that are of modern day so I can pick up on the metaphors that I'm seeing. But I absolutely see some sort of dedication to an op. What I'm seeing is like what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like if I died and I said in my tomb or in the room of my tomb, put a picture of that bitch I don't like and an X through her face. Obviously, that's not probably literal, but that's kind of what I'm seeing is like there's a dedication to like a fuck you. Like when I die, there's a fuck you moment around me. Like it's fuck you for life and in death. Like it's a grudge with her and someone else. I also think that this is why she hid herself. So that either the curse will last forever or yeah, I feel like it's almost like a superstitious thing. Like I want to make sure that this beef lasts forever, or this problem lasts forever, or this curse lasts forever. And you're never going to find it. She's holding something. Page of Pentacles. She's holding something. I think she's holding something, or there's something in there. Or there was. I mean, it could be gone now. But there's definitely something that she was like, I'm telling you right now, it reminds me of like witchcraft. And it's like, you're never going to find this, so you have to deal with this forever. Or it's lost forever or something. Either the curses hold on forever until you find it, or, you know, I have this item of yours until, you know, forever. Like, it's petty. And you want to know what's crazy? Whoever does find her tomb, be careful, because I swear to you, you think I'm crazy. I think there's a curse. I do think there's a curse in her tomb. You guys are going to think I'm batshit. I think there's a curse in her tomb, and I do think it's a curse for women. I do not think it's a curse for men. I think it's a curse for women, Because even though the saying is no man will find me and people think that means a woman will find her, probably. But there's a curse. There's a curse against women in there. I'm telling you right now, I really, really feel that way. It's her way of getting the last laugh. Also, Eight of Swords, Knight of Swords reversed, and King of Pentacles reversed. Now, I don't know how this is translating. You guys are going to drag me. But again, I'm using modern day terminology. So I need like a historian or somebody to translate this. So laugh at it if you want, but I'm being dead serious. You know what I'm seeing around her? I'm seeing two men that are effeminate around her. Like frickin' frack. Around her that look effeminate. And I don't know what that means, but I see two men standing side beside her that are effeminate, that are not, they're not her lovers, but they're effeminate. So I don't know what the fuck that means. But when I look at them, I'm like, do you have gaze? Do you know what I mean? But that's a modern interpretation of this. So it could just be these people that like the metaphor is just like trying to get me to see that there are two people that support her. Perhaps they weren't like gay or, you know, bisexual or whatever the fuck they were. Maybe that's just like what they're trying to get me. But I'm seeing two, and I'm seeing her really, really have a lot of love and respect, almost as if they were like her children, but they weren't. They were subservient to her. They were like, it's like two assistants, but they're like, they're definitely. And you know what's so interesting about these two people is I feel like she was fiercely protective of them. And I feel like you need a gay man. You need a gay man in that tomb. You need a gay man. If you're going to find her tomb and you're a woman, you need gay men with you. I don't know why. Maybe it's a part of the curse. You need a gay man with you. Maybe that's a part of the curse. I would not go in there alone as a woman. You need a gay man. I think it's going to take at least one gay man to help find this. I do. Maybe two. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing like a prophecy, and I'm seeing her be like, if I see, I'm seeing, it almost feels like almost like a prophecy, and it's like, you need these three people. You need this. You need that. It's weird. This is witchy as fuck. Again, you're going to drag me for this, think I'm crazy and stupid, but help me describe the metaphor. Help me dissect the metaphor. Remember, these are metaphors, and they're in, you know, a terminology that nowadays I would understand, you would understand, but we'd have to interpret what I'm seeing through the lens of back then. So I can't do that. I can only give you modern day shit. You'd have to have someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about, like a historian, to kind of help me dissect and decipher what I'm seeing. Of course, it's going to sound ridiculous when I say it because I'm relating it to like Taylor Swift. But if you understand the metaphor, like if you can kind of pull the metaphor, like the information out of the metaphor, you can help me apply this to back then terminology. So if anyone's interested in that, put in the comments. I will read it because I'm being dead serious. It's just I have to give you modern terminology. But I'm telling you, there's something effeminate about these men, and they're important to the story. Like, so fucking important. And they're also important to this curse. I promise you this thing is cursed. Allegedly. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know. You guys are going to clown me. I don't care. You guys are going to clown me, but I don't care. I stand behind this reading, to be honest. I stand behind all my readings. Yes, I do. So good luck. Peace.